semi-wine connoisseur. It's kind of like
getting Rios then got his wine.
Nice and dry.
Bruh.
I mean, I dibble in that.
Bruh, listen, I'm trying to tell you, like this.
Hey, so then is it a wet wine? If it's a dry wine, is it a wet one?
Is there a wet wine? Whoa. Is there a wet wine? That's a good question.
Rios, you the expert.
There's a dry wine. Is there a wet wine? A wet wine.
Yep.
It's wine wet.
It's smooth, it's sweet, it's called sangria.
Oh, okay.
You can't say sangria. Sangria.
Sangria.
Sangria.
Oh shit.
If you say sangria, that's like, nah, bro.
Welcome to another episode of Put You On Notice, where our platform is what, Daryl?
Your opportunity, baby.
Hey, y'all know who it is, man. It's the boy, Mr. Watch Your Tone. And, the squad in the building.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. Hey, how you doing? Coming from the ill mill where we all know. Well, we ain't gonna get into that. We gonna let y'all live. We gonna let y'all live.
Go.
And then, it's your boy, I swear to Godfrey here. What's happening?
Okay. Hey, man, I'm excited, man, because today, man, we got two individuals putting on, man, all the way from Lake County. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know nothing about Zion. Stand up one time for ZBTHS. Y'all already know what it is. We got Coach Rios and my boy Nick Lotion in the building.
Yes, sir.
And I'm excited.
That's right.
That's it. Yes, sir. Yes,
hey, glad to be here, bro. We definitely repping the zoo today. Definitely repping the zoo today.
Truly a blessing to be against these black young brothers here. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, for those who don't know, man, Coach Rios is an entrepreneur. He's a motivational speaker. He's a life coach, empowering others and uplifting everybody, man. Coach Rios do it all. He got his own clothing brand. Man, Coach Rios do it all, man. And if y'all don't know the boy Nick Lotion, you know what I'm saying? The boy Nick Lotion, he an entrepreneur himself as well. He also a radio personality as well as a social media personality. He out here doing his thing too, man. Hey. I love it.
That's right.
Hey, that's it.
Hey, man, go ahead and put us on, fellas.
Man, listen, it's your boy Nick Lotion here with my man Coach Rios. We are the Kicking in the Door speaker duo. We also have a podcast, Kicking in the Door, that we do together, man. It's super hot. It's available to stream.
And you know what? I forgot to tell y'all, the reason he telling y'all his podcast, because this is the Pod to Pod segment, man. So this is the Pod to Pod segment where we feature other podcasters. We give them a platform where they, you know what I'm saying? They still our audience pretty much. They out here stealing. That's what I heard. But go ahead.
Hey, man. Sharing is caring, man.
Definitely is.
That's a fact, Webb. I live and die by that.
But
I like that shit.
When we pulling from Milwaukee, it's all good, to the shot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Always.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show y'all hospitality, y'all. I'm the pain, I'll show y'all.
Oh, okay.
Hey, check it out. It's Coach Rios. I'm here with my boy, my brother, the one and only motivational speaker duo, Kicking in the Door, and as well as the Kicking in the Door podcast. And we here on this Pod to Pod with these three brothers. That's going to be a hot show. It's going to be organic. It's going to be lit. It's going to be live. We ready to have some fun. I'm ready to enjoy myself a little bit.
Okay.
Is that wet?
That's the wet or that's the dry?
It's the dry. it's Shiraz.
That wine needs some lotion, boy. dry ass drink.
Does that make it sangria then?
It needs to be something. Need some lotion, boy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, like he said, this is the dynamic duo, man. This is Goku and Vegeta, pretty much.
That's really what it is. Yeah.
So we're Kicking in the Door.
Who Goku?
Hey, go ahead. Who Goku?
Okay.
That would be me.
Why
Goku? Huh? Well, honestly, y'all know how the relationship is between Goku and Vegeta, if you're familiar with it. Goku is kind of the more playful, goofy, like he gonna laugh, but he gonna whoop some ass. You know what I mean? And Vegeta is the more serious, kind of hard knuckle, gonna get in your face, gonna yell at you, and everybody know that's kind of how Rios rolls. So you know what I mean?
You know Rios, that's definitely Rios.
And Vegeta's older than Goku, so I feel like,
It's funny you say that because I was never big on anime. I like the Dragon Ball Z and the whole gift thing. I love doing and seeing those things. But then when I got with Lotion, he's like, man, you like Vegeta. I'm like, all right. Then he put me on a few different, episodes to watch, and I was like, I kind of like this. I kind of like this. So then I called myself going on my Fire Stick trying to catch up on some Dragon Ball Z, and I'm like, wait a minute, man. Where do I start? Too many. It's too many.
Hey, Rios, all you need to know is that you got to have that Sensu bean. You got to have your Sensu bean, and that's all you need.
Okay. He only saying that because Vegeta get whooped after he get mad.
I didn't say it. I didn't. But I'm there to whoop some ass with you though, Rios. Like, like I'm gonna come through.
So when we together, man, it's like the Super Saiyan God mode. That's what it is.
Right.
Yes,
all right, fellas, tell us about Kicking in the Dope podcast.
Well, came about like I would say just organically.
Definitely.
Radio is big. We're seeing podcasts is turning even bigger. It's a big platform for a lot of different people to put a lot of different content out there in whatever genre they feel like it.
Right.
And I was just gathering with some men for a little while. I'll start thinking more on a business level, start thinking more on a grander level. I'm like, we should do a podcast. I didn't know what to call it at first, but I just remember when Pac said, "We coming through the door blasting," and I was like, so I could say kicking in the door blasting. I'm like, kicking in the door. That's it. That's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? We're just kicking in the door. We're not literally kicking in the door, but we coming through with a lot of information, a lot of content. So found out, a few months after that, we gathered together. A few months after that, somebody offered us a space to do an actual podcast. And I was like, kind of scared at first. You're like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then one day I'm like, hey, we got a spot, y'all. Let's go. That was it. And that was it. Man, we kind of ran with it. Now, we did start off with, a group of us, but unfortunately, it's only down to 2, but it's cool. We got all love for the brothers at the end of the day. But, working with 2 is a whole lot easier in an aspect. And then at the same time, me and Nick, we kind of like motivationally speak. So it just kind of coincides with it. And it's just working out just organically even more.
It's beautiful, man.
So Kicking in the Door came about because now we get to not only speak and talk about different things, we get to share ourselves and be vulnerable and be open and honest and take questions and, give answers. We get to disagree, we get to agree. There's some things that Nick might say I might agree with. He get on my nerves sometimes, but I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing about that though. That's another story. Who cares? But it's just something that we know we're able to vibe with and kind of sit around with, kind of like what y'all doing with this whole podcast too. So it's all love.
Yeah.
Who better than Goku, the Lotion?
Okay, go crazy. Hey man, a lot of people don't even know Coach. He like pretty much he was the fitness coach for almost everybody in Lake County, bro. Like if you from Zion or the Lake County area, you done worked out with Coach Rios. And I'm talking about you couldn't work out or you couldn't have a better coach, you couldn't have a better leader. Like literally, because he's not just telling you what to do, he getting out there and doing it. And I think that was the biggest thing that I took, working out with Coach Rios and him guiding us while we did, lead Zion to the best record that they done ever had in 2000. That ain't. I'm gonna just keep that to myself.
Antonio, watch yourself. Watch your tone.
That's facts.
Hey, tell us a little bit about y'all background though. What made y'all want to get into podcasting?
Go ahead, you take it off.
So like what Rios was saying is accurate. You know what I mean? Like for me, I was in the Winter Circle, which is a mentor group that Rios started. That's what the guys we was all meeting once a week, and we were just having some real dope conversation. And honestly, I was looking for my purpose in the world. This period. You know what I mean? I just didn't know how to get there, what it would look like, whatever. And honestly, Rios was definitely the first person that I got to see and witness like step into their purpose. You know what I mean? And I told him, and I'm like, bro, like you made me feel like you made me feel like I know what it looks like, you know what I'm saying, to walk and do something that you're meant to do. You know what I mean? Like, the dude don't get tired. Y'all all, like Antonio, you know, like
Right.
he like run on some kind of different energy, bro. Like, but it's just great because it's like, you know, he loves what he's doing. So like with me just dealing with like stuff like mental health and like, you know, stuff I was going through in my life and kind of clearing up some stuff that was in my way, I discovered my voice. You know what I mean? And like I just started speaking. You know what I'm saying? Like I started on Instagram, just like posting on a story like every morning. I was just posting like little inspirational stuff. Like, and somebody was like, man, you should keep doing this. And I'm just like, you know, whatever, I guess I could. And then I just kept going. And like, honestly, that all just snowballed into so much. Like, that's how I got put on to Radical Radio. You know what I'm saying? I met Coach L.
We gonna get into that too. We gonna get into that too.
Like that, I really just started speaking, you know what I mean? And just never stopped, and it just rolled into so many more opportunities, just like this right here. Like, if it wouldn't have been for, you know, me just being consistent and sticking to it and just speaking like every day, you know what I mean? And just post even when I didn't want to. And like, I never would have made it to this point if it wasn't for that. So like, Rios definitely helped me get started, but I love to talk anyway. You know what I mean? So like, it was just a natural thing. So
and
it feels good.
I do want to commend Coach Rios, you know, for fellas in Zion. Coach Rios has started this winter circle, where it's pretty much I want to say a stress reliever. One,
big time. It's group therapy.
Not only two, it was like a circle of men empowering men, and I think that's something that's definitely needed with what men go through, and sometimes we don't always speak. I do want to just commend you for that, because that I have noticed that has allowed individuals like Nick to open up and be more vocal as far as their feelings, and you know, as far as like just not really caring what somebody else is thinking or how they feel about what they're saying. Like, so I do want to commend you on that, man, because that's definitely big. And I got to be a part of one of those winter circles where I got to decompress and get some stuff off of my chest that I feel like I didn't, you know, bottled up and I haven't, you know, expressed to anybody until that time. So, man, I think, you know, like you definitely been doing some powerful things. So I can see how that has inspired you to create a podcast. But what is some of the, Coach?
Just in general, it's another way to access any kind of like financial gain if you really want to do it on that level. And then it's just another way to put yourself out there and get yourself out there in a different type of content level. Social media is so big now, man. There's so many different ways and avenues of just navigating through that. And if you want to put yourself out there, wherever you want to put yourself out there, I was looking at it that way. I do speak. So as opposed to me just speaking in schools and in front of crowds, I'm like, man, I could do this in a different way. And I was like, man, why not a way in a podcast? So then that was going to allow others to express themselves and put them in position to do like what Lotion did and open themselves up to saying, hey, this is what I really want to do. This is kind of what I want to do. I mean, I reference him all the time. Nick, y'all know who he is. Eric Thomas. 10, 12 years ago, I heard his speech. I recited that thing backwards and forwards. I know everything E.T. Ask Nick, everything. And so I was like, not so much can I be like him. I want to do that. And when I seen him do that and he went into the podcasting and different things like that, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm coming. I'm on your heels. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I did it for, you know, a lot of different reasons. The main reason is to just another way to get our message out there, to get ourselves to speak, just to be engaged with each other and just to deliver some different kind of content. You know, everybody got an opinion. Everybody want to hear what you got to say. And then at the end of the day, it was one of those where kicking in the door, let's see where we can do with it. I want it to be something bigger than what it really actually is.
Yeah.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
You know, just growing up as a man or our generation, we were taught not to show emotion or, you know, not to, you know, show our feelings because it was a sign of weakness. You know what I'm saying? So, like, how do you get through to your young brothers, you know, to get out of that mentality, to get away from that mentality? Because that's what we was taught, like, for 18, 19 years. So, like, that's all we know. That's installed in us. So, like, what you tell them, or, you know, what's your your niche to get them out of that mindset?
First of all, they have to trust you. They got to trust you. And the second thing is you got to have a listening ear. You got to have an empathetic ear. So it's not like Webb, if you sitting there talking to me, you be like, man, I'm going through some Rios, and you start talking, and I'm talking over you. I'm talking over you. I'm talking over you. You should do this. You should do this. It's no like, all right, Webb, go ahead. I'm going to just sit back like this, and I'm going to listen. And then when I can repeat back what you've told me, that's how I know, we can engage with each other now. And then that's like me coming down to your level of what you're dealing with. Just having an understanding of, I was taught that same way. Don't cry. Better get up.
Right.
Men don't do that. We don't do none of that. And then you like, after a while, you like, bruh, man, it's kind of hurt. Like, I need to get this out somehow, some way. So the way I did it was through speaking, through engaging. I can remember my first 2, 3, 4 speeches, man, I was crying. That was just an emotion coming out. I can say that story now and I don't cry. I don't have emotion behind it. But for somebody like yourself, if you just come to me, Webb, it's more just the ability for you to trust me. My energy has to be a certain way. It can't be something that's not inviting.
Right.
So I can't come to you like, hey, Webb, you got to do it like this. You got to do it like this. You're going to be looking at me like, bro, I don't want to talk to you now.
Right.
Like, you know what you're doing, and you're doing in your space right now. Come in as you are. Say it as you are, Webb. If you got to cuss, you got to yell, you got to scream, if you got to drink, you got to do whatever you got to do. I'm willing to sit there and listen to all of that. But now we're going to unpack all this whole situation, and however you feel, by the time you leave, you're going to want to come back. So now I have more of a listening ear. Then at some point, it's just going to be the rose that just grew from concrete. That's basically what it is. So that's kind of what I do. Just being able to allow them to trust, have a good positive energy, and have an empathetic ear. Because we all got the right answers. You should do this. Bro, I can't do that.
Right.
You should do this. Bro, I can't do that. Like, even, I'll give y'all an example. Antonio came in one of the winner's circle. He shared some things. I blew my mind. I'm like, huh? No, not you.
Right.
No, there's no way.
Right.
And what he shared stayed there. I've never taken that anywhere. And that's another thing where just your ability to trust me with the information that you're going to share with me, that I'm not going to put it out there and share it with anybody else. Nobody. Not even your mama.
Right.
So it's not going to be used against you in any way.
And Nick can attest to a lot of that because he's still rocking with me.
Well, what you have in your step on Lake County, especially Zion, like, do you find yourself spreading thin? Like, because like if you effective, Tone, and he graduated. What year you graduated in, Tone?
Oh wait, bro. Oh wait.
I mean, that's some years. That's like, I'm saying, close to a decade. Like, so do you? I know it's something you passionate about, but how do you find the time for all these, especially young black men?
Well, it's a point in time where the highest power is going to give you a call. And a lot of times we avoid the call. True. I just picked up the phone and I answered. That's my purpose. And I wake up every single day and I'm lit, I'm live, and this is what I do.
Facts.
I don't care to my dying day. When they say you can rest in peace, I'll rest when I'm in peace, and that's when I'm dead. Until then, I'm gonna keep moving. I can't stop. I can't stop moving because there's always something to do. There's always some way to get greater. There's always some way to improve. So to continue to reach those guys, to continue to reach whatever age it may be, I gotta continue to go. Even if I gotta pull you to the side and I don't know you, I'm gonna do that. I don't care. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you don't like what I gotta say. I'm gonna pull you to the side. You could be smoking weed. You could be drinking. You could be doing all that stuff. Come here, bro. Let me have it. I'm gonna give you a little something. Because I know in my mind, if I don't give you this service, I'm gonna be doing you a disservice, and I don't want to walk away with that.
Go crazy!
I don't want to walk away with all my conscience. So, in all reality, that's what I just wake up every day like that. You know how most say they on 100? I'm on 200 degrees every single day, every day.
And that's no cap. That's no cap.
Every day, every day. I just got done working out just about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
that was my second workout of the day. I'm ready for that.
He was trying to catch up. That's all he was. That's why he had to.
I'm gonna need this one, Nick.
This why they
I had to.
This why they the dynamic duo. They be pushing each other every day, every minute.
Man. Well, hey, Webb, Godfrey, and Toad, if Nick said he went 6 today, Miles, I'll be like, I'm finna go 8.
He be on that. He be trying to cheat his way up there too. He definitely be trying to find every little. That's why I be at the beach just waiting for him. Like, how many you do today? I be like, what you think I did, bro? Like, every day.
I be putting it in the back of my head like, okay, that means I got to do 4 more by the end of the day. I'm good.
Coach Rios out here acting like he ain't getting old, but hey.
Bro, I'm 40.
He's getting better.
I'm 40. I feel better at 40 than I did at 20. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Go crazy.
Man.
The
man is a machine.
I know you said you've been working with Radical Radio as well, man. Tell us a little bit about that experience and like how did you get that and what does that involve?
Man, so I kind of stumbled upon Radical Radio, and I'm so thankful for it. Like when I tell you, like Coach L is like my female to my Coach Rios. You know what I'm saying? Like I got Coach Rios, I got Coach L in his hand. Like she's amazing. And I was on an interview at the show. Like, well, I filled in the slot for her because one of her co-hosts couldn't make it one night. So I filled in first, and then I had an interview with another group that I was working with that we was on the show. And then after that interview, the producer of Radical Radio, shout out to Maxie, by the way, she had an application for me after the show. She was like, Nick, you know, like, because they had lost their host or whatever, they co-host. And she was like, you know, we want to offer you the spot. And I was like, are you serious? Like, I was completely thrown off by it, bro. Like, I had no idea this shit coming. And it's really dope because, like, since I've been on Radical Radio since probably, like, early November, I want to say. Okay. And, man, I've got to interview so many just dope females, bro. Like, and listen to some, like, and I'm talking about stuff that just be having me like.
Why you had to say it like that? Just dope females, huh?
Like,
whoa, Nick. No.
Like, listen, I'm talking about some of the dope, like some stuff that you like. If you would, all the Radical Radio stuff is posted on the Radical Radio page on Facebook. So if anybody want to go check it out, I'm talking about every Monday, a dope interview with something like. I mean, it hasn't been all females, but it's been mostly. But like for me, getting to sit and listen to them tell their story and talk about the stuff that they went through and like all the things they've been able to accomplish, like after all of that, bro, it's really humbling and it really just gives you a different level of respect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For the opposite sex. Like, and that's all I can really say. Like, I didn't have that level of respect before I was on the show, but like now looking back, man, like I'm telling you, and I've got to meet so many great individuals, you know, because of that. So like my network has grown, and even with the show, like, so I told y'all at the beginning that, you know, we were actually in the studio before all the COVID and all the quarantine happened, right? So we was actually in the studio, and going forward with the quarantine, we had to start doing Zooms, you know, for our show, but we were able to keep it going. And now we even decided that we wasn't going back to the studio that we was with, and we were just gonna keep it, you know, Zoom. And then we was even thinking about we're transitioning towards being a podcast now on Radical Radio because of the freedom, man. When you in the studio, it's a lot of you gotta obey a lot of the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta kind of fit your slot. You gotta stay within the bounds of the radio show and like, you know, all the stuff that they got going on, all the stipulations. And being on a podcast, you really do get a lot more freedom to just be what you kind of want your show to be. So we decided as a group, you know, that we wasn't going to go back to the studio. We was going to keep it rocking this way. And we've been having great shows every week. So,
right. And honestly, bro, being a podcast is definitely dope. Like you said, you can do what you want to do. Like here on Put You On Notice podcast, we got over 20 different segments, you know.
Yeah.
To add. The whole thing with this is that we want to provide this space for everybody. So if we don't have a segment that's already made for you, well, guess what? We about to make it up. You hear me?
Yeah, right.
That's how we. That's
exactly.
That's how we pretty much.
You can do what you want to do with it.
Yeah, and honestly though, it's been dope seeing you transition into Radical Radio.
Thank you.
Y'all been doing some dope things. I've been peeping a lot of the video, peeping a lot of the content. Y'all have, like you said, been talking to a lot of powerful females that, like,
man, they
do give a different African American females at that, and that does give such a different point of view as far as what's going on with them, and you know, man. And so, hey, continue to do amazing job.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing what y'all come up with Radical Radio. If y'all need help with the podcast, you know what I'm saying? let me know because you know I'm here for that. Guys, you want to hit them with a question? You got a question for them?
Yeah, I had a question for Coach Rios.
All right, guys.
Playing off the question that Webb asked a while ago, with people, with us suppressing like our feelings and stuff. Have you ever had to adjust in any situation where there was an individual that didn't really know how to articulate because they were suppressing their feelings so much?
Yes.
Like, how would you go about that?
So when I provide a space, if I'm called to a space, again, my energy is going to be something that's inviting. I'm going to have that empathetic ear. I'm going to have my antennas up. I'm just going to notice different things. And I'm always going to allow this person to share it the way they want to share it. It don't even got to sound, scripted. Mm-hmm. So if it's you, Godfrey, if you come out and you just saying something, I'm just going to say it. Just say it. Just release it. I'm going to navigate and put some pieces together and make it sound like it's better than how you might have said it. And for yourself, it's more like, am I saying this the right way? And I'm going to say, hey, I don't care how you say it. The main thing is that you get to release it. And I need you to release it. Put it on me because I can handle that. But what I'm going to give you back is something that's going to be more valuable than what you thought you didn't release and then or what you thought you didn't say the correct way. So I'm just going to tell you to say how you say it. Now, if you cussing the whole time, cuss. If you yelling the whole time, yell. If you crying the whole time, cry, man, bro.
Let it out, man.
I don't care how it comes out, because if it's one thing I noticed, that when you got some pain, when you're going through a depression, when you got anxiety, when you got something going on internally, it's never gonna come out the right way. Come on now, y'all know how we respond to some situations. We just gonna react.
Right.
Dang, why I do that? And we're gonna be like, I could have did it like this. So in this space, man, do it how you want to, because it's a safe space, and I'm gonna allow you that time to do it. I don't care how long it take. I'm willing to take that time with you. I don't care how it sounds. I'm willing to navigate. I'm gonna put them pieces back together, and I'm gonna give you something back beneficial. So you can chew on that, digest it. So when you come back the next time, it's gonna sound a whole lot better. Trust me.
Go crazy.
And then, and for you, Lotion, I do got a question for you. What's the dopest? Like, give me an example of the dopest interview that you had on Radical Radio so far.
Man, that's gonna mess me up right there.
Just pick random.
All the people that he interviews listening to this. This is about to be tough.
No, but this is the thing, because of what I just said, like about all the dope females on the show. The best for me was the guest that I got to bring on, which was my homeboy Sam Alexander. Man, it's a guy that I actually work with, and he's somebody that also helped me a lot. He was an advocate for me, and I just had like a super organic relationship with him. I met him at work, and we just kind of started chopping it up. You know what I mean? And it kind of just rolled from there. He got a lot of dope stuff that he's doing on Facebook, on social media. He's really involved with the church. And man, I'm a Niners fan, so he a Niners fan too. Shout out to my boy Sam. Bang bang Niner gang.
Time out.
Bang bang Niner gang. That's right.
Flag on the play.
Hey, y'all, hate me if you want. Hate me if you want to. That's fine.
I ain't got nothing. I'm just saying, you can't. What's up with the home team? Like, y'all show Chicago this.
Hey! We ain't got nothing to do with Nick Lotion.
Hey, listen. I tell it to you just like I tell everybody else. I've been retired from being a Bears fan. They don't care about this. They don't care about that team. The management of the Bears organization is pitiful, brother. Pitiful. I got tired of that. They don't want to win. Rios, I tell you this every time we talk. The Bears do not care. The organization, they don't care about that team. They selling tickets. They getting money. They ain't trying to win nothing.
All I'm gonna say is y'all signed Nick Foles when y'all could have had Cam.
They signed Nick Foles, bro.
Come on, man. This is not the cross-up segment to put you on notice.
Hey, so that's my thing. I'm not a Bears fan. I'm not a Bears fan. I'm a Niners fan. So shout out to my boy Sam. And he gave a super great interview, bro. We go live on our Zoom. We go live on Facebook and we record it, right? And we couldn't get on live that day for whatever reason. It was all kind of technical difficulties. So we just had to record it. And then we ended up posting it after we finished. And it ended up being one of our most successful shows as far as like the attention that it got and like the feedback that we got from it. Sam also put it on his group, and his page and stuff like that, and like it went up. It was my first time bringing a guest on the show, so like it was awesome for me, and it was I just felt like I succeeded. You know what I mean? Like I was nervous about it, but it ended up being super dope, man.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up, man. Hey, I know Coach Rios talked about, controlling anger and stressful situations and whatnot. And I think, this weekend I got to watch a video.
Oh man,
Red Table Talk. Oh, y'all know y'all don't know about the Red Table Talk?
Rios, is you gonna pass this one or are you gonna do it?
I don't mind. I don't got much to say to it, but I don't mind.
I definitely got a lot to say about that shit.
Honestly, but what I want to talk about as far as that is why is it hard? Nick, you had probably the best post I have seen this weekend as far as that whole Red Table Talk.
Thank you.
So actually, I'm gonna let you go ahead and let us know what you had posted this weekend, bro. Go ahead, put us on.
So you already know we talking about the Will Smith Jada thing, right? And honestly, man, Will Smith is one of my heroes, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I always looked up to the Prince, bro. Like that was my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, I wanted to be like the Prince. So like I look at Will Smith a certain way, and he's definitely a great role model. Always smiling, always positive. He got that kind of Lotion energy, if you know what I'm saying. So that's my dude, right? And man, I kept seeing that damn meme of my man Will with that face, and it just looked like he was just, he was all thrown off. Just like every time I was seeing it, it was bothering me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was hurting me to look at it. So I'm like, all right, I can't take it no more. I had to say something. So I'm like, it really is sad how much of a double standard it is out here, where it's like Will's wife do whatever and they making fun of Will. You know what I'm saying? They making fun of the man.
Go ahead.
Like for having to sit in that spot, like, I mean, I'm sure y'all understand because y'all all on the platform. It's not easy to just sit up here and talk about some of these things, like, especially when it comes to the truth and being transparent about your personal life. Right. That's not something that's easy to talk about for anybody. So for him to have to sit there, take that, and then be like ridiculed on social media by like men and women, it made me sick, bro. Because it's like, that's the reason why, you know what I mean? Men, we don't want to express ourselves because it's been used against us so much. You know what I'm saying? It's already hard enough for us to break through that ceiling of masculinity, you know what I mean, and be vulnerable and open and talk about these things. And then to see somebody like Will Smith get blasted by like his peers and like men and women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was like, what was that?
Go ahead, brother.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm like, wait a second. It was just, it was really sickening. You know, like if a guy come out and he cheat on his girl or whatever, they gonna blast him. They gonna let him have it. Like, oh, he this and that. They was making a joke out of all of this stuff. And it's just like, so that's what y'all on? Like, and for all these people that was reposting all this negative stuff and making a joke out of it, I'm like, that shit is not funny. And because of what I do, I believe in empowerment. I believe in speaking up. Mental health is a huge problem, especially in the Black community. It's a huge problem. So we trying to combat that by getting people to speak up more. And things like this definitely deter us from doing that. Like, and me just sitting there looking at it, I felt the way that he, you know what I'm saying? I felt that pain in his eyes.
You seen the hurt, bro. You seen the pain.
You seen it. It's real.
It was definitely tough to watch that as a fan of Will's.
I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch the whole interview. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But the thing is, though, one thing that I can say that made me get through the whole thing is Will's willpower. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all understand that man,
bruh.
He went through that for his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, and honestly, I don't fault Jada for what she did.
Yeah.
I fault her to an extent. And the extent probably goes with, one, the kid was already mentally ill before she got into the relationship with the kid, which will make two. Y'all ain't hear me.
You're right. You on point with that, bro.
Those are the two biggest things that I have as far as Jada with that whole situation. 3, I was also comfortable with the fact that she felt that she didn't have to discuss another relationship with Will, right? She didn't need his permission. I disagree with that because they're still married, although they both were talking about going their separate ways. That's just
right.
Y'all still married. Once y'all divorce, or you know what I'm saying, that's a different story, but whatever.
Yeah. You're right.
But, yeah, so you definitely asked my question as far as why is it so hard for African American men or men in general to open up and express themselves and still get, like you said, that we still get ridiculed and we still get like
they use it against us.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Why?
Bruh, I really wish I had a good answer for that.
It's a historic stigma, and it's gonna remain there. You know,
it's a generational curse.
You could do the best. You could be the best guy in the world. They're still gonna find something negative about you. And in this case, you know, Will, we look at him like, man, he the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man.
Right.
He wearing J's on TV, you know, cool. He rapping. He
got all the girls.
He got some of the best movies we done seen, and we like, dang, Will, that brother hurt for real.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
It made you feel like he was normal for a little bit.
It definitely made you see the human side of him.
There you go.
For sure.
There you go.
But what they go through in their personal relationship, that's their business. They didn't need
facts, bruh. That's what I'm saying.
So to answer y'all question about that whole situation, my biggest thing is these people are millionaires. I cannot give them none of my energy and time because I'm not a millionaire yet. So I ain't got time to be worried about Will and Jada and they entanglement.
Entanglement.
The word then took off, man. People make t-shirts. Godfrey, you finna make a t-shirt too?
Yeah, I am.
He said, I am.
I ain't on the entanglement wave.
So, Antonio.
Hey, with a knot, entanglement with a knot in it?
Like, entanglement with a knot. Oh, man, y'all crazy.
And underneath is going to say, bad marriage for life.
Bruh.
That was not funny. Hey, Nick, I'm sorry, but that wasn't funny, but it was kind of funny.
No, it definitely, it's funny parts to this shit, but it's just like this, the truth of it is the sad part. But I feel you.
But y'all know, the comedians.
Oh, they about to eat that shit. They already is.
They going crazy.
They already have.
Whoever had their first stand-up, whoever had their first show, y'all know
they'll already have.
They got so much content to talk about. I want to be a stand-up comedian just off 2020. I'll be up there like, man, just 2020, huh? Like, yeah.
Man.
Don't see the part two. Y'all don't see how many times Will say, I'm getting my lick back. And she tried to laugh it off. She was like, ha, ha, ha.
Hey, but then she was like, nah, I think you did enough of that. And he was like, yeah, you right. Hey, I swear to God, y'all ain't hear it?
I heard that part, bro. I'm like,
hey, Will, what you do out there, man?
I thought they was gonna take a deep dive into that. I was waiting to hear that.
Man, listen.
Hey, fellas, before y'all get out of here, man, I want y'all to tell us, why is it important to support podcasting, or why are podcasts so important nowadays?
I think it's super important to listen to different perspectives, man. Like I didn't used to read a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't used to read a lot, and I started reading. And what I discovered when I started reading was that like reading a book is just really listening to like somebody's story and their perspective and their ideas, and it definitely gives you a brand new perspective on and a different outlook on things. You know what I'm saying? Podcast is pretty much the same, where you get to listen to different perspectives, and the more you listen, the more you honestly get to learn. You never know, you know what I'm saying, what you can learn from somebody else until you actually listen to that person. So just having that platform where you can have so many different people's voices, you know what I mean, that you may not ever meet, may not even know, whatever, just to have that opportunity to listen to, you know what I'm saying, their thought process, it may give you something that you've been looking for. So it's a great way to connect. I honestly feel that way, man.
That's
listen.
Right. That's right.
That's
it's
right.
It's a dope way to connect.
I look at it as, you know, in general, with, you know, y'all podcast as well, man, you get to give a different perspective. You give a different flow. It's like, you know, the mix of the drink is a whole lot better when you just sit down and sip on it. It might be a little bitter and nasty at first, but it's going to go down pretty good at the end once you start to listen to everybody's perspective. I also think you get to be yourself, man. You just get to be yourself. There's no There's no master blueprint to what you actually have to do. You can actually just be yourself and just take off from it. Because we've seen it to where fools make a lot of money doing fool stuff. So if we can act a fool on here and make money doing it, that's what
cut the check.
Cut the check. So I just look at it as podcast is a great platform, and it's actually, I would look at it too as radio is gonna phase out to me.
Feel like it already there.
And podcasting is gonna be that new, it's
future.
It's a wave already. It's already a wave.
Hey, with us working in the radio industry, we'll be able to tell you real quick.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I be in this? No.
Expeditionally,
Hey, we appreciate y'all once again for joining us on Put You On Notice podcast, the Pod to Pod segment. Before you go ahead and drop y'all social media handle for people so we can continue to follow and support y'all, man.
Rios.
It's Coach Rios. So you can find me at Coach Rios 38 on Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook at Darnell Rios, my government name. You got
the government. You
can also find us on our Instagram page, Kicking in the Door Podcast, putting a lot more content up there as well. You can also find us, I'm with a dope group as well, Free Thinkers United with Purpose. You can hear us this Thursday at 8 o'clock. I'm on that platform as well with a dope group, a super dope group.
Yes,
and then at the end of the day, me and the Lotion, you can always find us doing content every single day. And I'm posting on Kicking in the Door on our Instagram.
That's right. And you can find your boy Nick Lotion on Instagram at nick.lotion. I'm on Facebook as Tick Naylor, TickNaylor on Facebook. And that's where you can definitely find me and Rios. We post our motivational speaking videos. I post mine, Rios posts his, we post ours together. And you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Don't forget about Kicking in the Door podcast, streaming on all platforms. If you want to listen, it's there for you. Got plenty of episodes, a bunch of dope content. Check it out. And the Free Thinkers United with Purpose is also a Facebook platform. You can find us there Thursdays at 8 p.m. And don't forget about Radical Radio.
About to say.
We here, me and my girl, Coach L, rocking every Monday, 8 p.m. Facebook Live. Look it up, Radical Radio. We there for you. Thank you so much, fellas.
Hey, Nick, I don't think you told the people why your name Nick Lotion, though.
You want me to get into that real quick? I got time.
Real quick before you get out of here, go ahead and say that one time.
So it started off as a joke, honestly. Like, I'm a goofy person, and I just be thinking of some crazy off the wall stuff sometimes. And I'm at work, I'm just driving. I'm like, people be having regular last names like Wall and Brown and normal names. I'm like, it'd be funny. It'd be funny if a person's last name was Lotion. Like, I just started dying laughing, bro. Like, I couldn't stop laughing. Then I told somebody else, and they couldn't stop laughing. I was like, that's it. Because of the reaction that it got. You know what I mean? And then I could put so many different spins on Nick Lotion, bro. And I like to say, like, the world always gonna need some lotion. Like, you heard Rios got that dry ass wine over there. He needs some lotion in his life. Like, everybody, if you gonna need some lotion at one point or another, and that's what I'm here to do, just spread my, to the world. Nick Lotion, that's right.
You mad at my Shiraz and Sangria.
Hey, y'all just been put on notice, man.
Yes, sir.